first of all, which project we are doing? Project. Which project are we doing? Are we doing airport management? Are we doing music management? Are we doing library management? Are we doing hospital management? What are we doing? Do you think that should be the agreement? First thing. Because if you are 6 members, one say, I want to do ticket management. I want to do movie management. Some of you say, I want to do inventory management. But you need to come on agreement. Okay. So once let's say agree, let's say for time being, I say this is, let's say I'm doing college management, right? So here, let's double click here and college management. So then you will have questions. So you right click here and either you insert child, or you can click here and insert child. And you can say, okay, so inside what entities we are going to do, right? Now I cannot type entities, huh? What entities we are trying to do. Then you and your team members say, okay, if I insert child, let's say college, so I have a student, instructor. Make sense? Then you will define that. This will give you visibility. Yes, sir. Then you can say, okay, what attributes I'm going to do? Yes, sir. You and your team member need to have visibility before you when you do anything. So example, student will have ID, then student will have first name, last name, yes, sir. Right? So you define. So that's your entity. Now, some of you say, okay, next, what am I going to do for Knack? In Knack, what kind of work we're going to do? So Knack, you are going to define, you have to define clear scope that in that I'll say add student. That's a use case. Update student. Instructor, whatever you define your scope, that it has to be visible. Okay, what dashboard we're going to create? What is dashboard? There are some students who know dashboard because we discuss about it. And you're going to learn here. So that's called KPI. There are BA students, DA students are there. So example, say, if a college management, what would I like to know? Gurpreet, if I'm building a college management, what would be the dashboard? What I would like to know right away if I'm a big boss of college.
How many students we have?
Number of students.
What kind of courses are we offering?
No, that is not needed. Dashboard. What is dashboard means? Dashboard means very simple, one page where I can see the business health. If you answer that question in interview, then right away they will know that you do not have project experience. So that's why it's very important. We all have to understand one question can make it or break it. If you go to hospital, if you go to airport, what are the key things they would like to know? Every patient's information? No. Everything is a numeric thing they want to know. So tell me, number of students is numeric. Very good. Revenue. How much money we make? Do you agree? Profit. Sales. Right? Number of enrollment. Right? Number of enrollment. Number of instructor. Number of Google Star or survey. Right? So all the numbers you would like to have. Make sense? Now, in order for you to have this number, you need to have somewhere data. Because this data, like example, if you have 50 students, remember we did count, say yes or no.
Yes.
So that will give you number of students. If I want a number of instructors, I need to have instructor table. If I don't have instructor table, I can't count. So that has to have, if you do this thing in a first, which is maybe tomorrow or day after, then you will have better understanding about get started. Because if picture is good, I'm sure some of you like movies, yes or no? Anyone likes movies? I love movies. So for me, if before I like movie, I need to go to Netflix or library or somewhere. I see the first main picture, right? In DVD or CD, I see the picture. If picture is promising, then I double click and I try to play whatever trailer. And the trailer is good, then I watch movie. Do you agree? So that picture has to be clear. You and your team members should have clear picture what we are going to do before you even start. Next, you think about, okay, we have to do modeling also, right? So model, ER diagram. So in ER diagram, part of this project, what is ERD stands for? So you guys remember that, that's good. So in that, sorry, in ERD, we need to know how many tables we need. So let's say 7 to 8 tables we need. Okay. Then you can say, okay, what else we need? We need a data dictionary. So we need a data dictionary. So what is data dictionary? Data dictionary is nothing but explaining each and every column that each and every column, like example column, first name is varchar, 30 character long, first name is required, very simple. Example Tom, student ID, numeric, required, example 1 2 3, it is a primary. I'll show you the example. All those things available in our forum. I'm not teaching anything which is not available in forum. But problem is, answer is in front of you in WhatsApp. I don't know how to do it, but you didn't even read that. So you are saying, open my mouth and give me food. No, you need to first use your hand, grab the food, and then you have to chew. If you want us to chew and give it, it's not going to work. You're not baby anymore. You're going for professional world. In professional world, they will hardly give you 1 or 2 liner, and you have to think about essay. Make sense or not? So this good. That's the reason we have a group. Yes or no? So you to discuss with the group, and you to come up with that. So data dictionary. Okay. Next one. What problem we are trying to say? Like when I say college management, so college management, there will be thousands of college management. Yes or no? Say yes or no. Now you all have studied some shape of them. Some of you say hospital management. Many hospitals you have visited, maybe your friends, maybe your family member. Then you need to know what problem we are trying to solve. Because without problem, there is no solution. If I'm happy, when I come here, I'm very tired. Because I drive like 45 minutes. I started my day 5 a.m. So this is technically speaking, my 13 hours going on, right? I drive like 1 hour coming, and extremely challenging work. So kind of told me, but I come here, drink a tea, I have something. So that's the problem I'm solving. Problem means I'm tired, I need tea. I need some like a small biscuits or something to give me energy. But if I have a problem, I'm tired, and if tiredness hurts you, it means I didn't solve the problem. So try not to do boilerplate. Boilerplate means carbon copy. Many times people do carbon copy. So example, those who are college students, like at home, they're applying for college application. Yes or no? So what normally students do? They kind of do little research. They ask friend and family, hey, did you complete it? Yeah, can you email me? So they email, they change first and last name, and then they're ready. My son does more often that way. So he normally don't want to write, he just borrow. So one day I asked, what if your friends apply for the same college and you apply in the same college? The person who's reviewing, they will see these are carbon copy. Do you think you will get admission? He said, oh, no, they're not going to read it. I said, but ask yourself a question. Can you do a little bit different than your friend? Let's say you borrow the copy, nothing wrong with that, which we call reference. What do we call? Reference. You borrow it, but then you borrow and then refine it. Refine. So example, college application. Every college will have student, every college will have instructor, but your dashboard will be different. Your columns will be different. You are trying to solve problem, maybe menu will be different, color will be different, picture will be different, icon will be different, something will be different. You are making things easier. Yes or no? If you're not making things easier, then there will be hundreds of phone in the market, but your phone no one will buy. Why? Because it's a carbon copy. But Apple people will buy, Samsung people will buy because they're different. Do you agree? So project brings different product. Project brings different product. If your product is carbon copy, don't do it, because there is no point to do the same thing which is already exist. People don't buy. So you have to think about what problem we are trying to solve. So example, I'm providing training. Today's class is quite different than the previous class. What is the problem I'm trying to solve? How to motivate you for the project, right? Am I talking SQL command right now? No. I can do slide? No, because I am solving different problem. Every time there is a different problem. If you are solving problem differently, your product will be different. It means likelihood it will be successful. But in order for us to know problem, you need to know customer. So who are my customers or persona? Customer or persona? Who are my customers or persona? Did I meet them? Did I discuss with them? So you have to interview them. If you're a BA student, man, you cannot sit tight. Go and observe, meet, discuss, survey, interview, benchmark. collecting requirement. I have studied, but are you using it? If I'm doing college, I will find out who has instructor knowledge, who has a college knowledge. I go and meet and discuss. Tell me your problem. In your college management, you are using some software. What problem you have? And see if you can come up with a solution. Someone is doing like a library management. Someone is doing movie management. Someone is doing inventory management. Someone doing ticket management. Talk, discuss. Because that will give you perception, what kind of thing they are struggling. And you can come up with a solution. So you have now story to tell in interview. That when I was working on this project, when I interview the customer, when we gone through that, either focus group, survey, interview, jet session, brainstorming, benchmarking, I use various tools. And this is the problem I came. And then me and my group discuss about it and we came up with a solution. It will be extremely important story. That makes sense? So far, any questions? People on phone, any questions so far? Anything which I'm trying to explain doesn't make sense, right? Now, after you think about, you put together, then you start thinking about overall your task list. So task list, I always think you have to do task list. And this has to happen sooner. When you have task list, then you need to decide about who's going to do what. So who, what, and when. So you cannot give everything to one person. Neither all people should not work on the same task. So you need to define the task like, okay, everything identify, everything. Task may be PowerPoint. So let's another item is I need to do PowerPoint. So what should be in PowerPoint? What should we be doing in PowerPoint? How are we going to present? Are we going to practice on that presentation? Are we going to practice on that? Right? So in task list, who does what and all. So you need to use some tool like example Trello, example Jira, example Excel, example Project Libre, or Tom Planner. Use some tool. Now you're using tools to solve the problem. Now every team member have adequate knowledge. If somebody says I don't know anything, but I want to learn, then you give support. Two people work on the task. One person knows it, one person doesn't know, so they can work together. And then you have to have communication. So you need to define what time, day, and week we're going to communicate. How are we going to communicate? Communicate perspective, maybe WhatsApp, maybe Google Docs, maybe Knack. Knack. Knack has only one account. How am I going to share? Create a generic Gmail account. Create generic Gmail account and share among your username. So what happened? Your team members say morning, certain hours I'll work, then you work, and they can work together. So you don't have to share your personal password. Create a brand new Gmail account, and that account you can use for the project. So communication, WhatsApp through, and rules of the game. What would be the rules? Like example, if somebody posts a question, everyone needs to respond quickly, but minimum 30 minutes time we should respond. If we are not responding 30 minutes, we are not a team. So define ground rule. Morning maybe daily stand-up, maybe noon some checkpoint, and evening again sync up meeting. More often you do, trust me, in next 2 weeks, life will change. I come from India, guys. Think about that. The reason I'm telling you, I cannot emphasize how easy it is. Me and my friend. I have only 2-3 friends, by the way, life. I didn't have too many friends because I'm more education-oriented person. So me and my friend, like while we are driving, while we are talking, while we are playing, we always think about planning, discussing, because every project we work together. Even we started business together, but trust me, it works. Even tiny project, we were able to magnify in our resume. Tiny project, 2 days project, we were able to magnify as a 6-month project. Why? Because we put so much effort on that. You are going to do with your team. You have learned all the tons of whatever you learn, you are applying. Some of you are applying BA, QA. So this is actually 6-7 month project. Though you are completing 2 days, but it is actually a complex project. So make sure you define that mode of communication. Make sense? And then overall, color, font, file, all the final touch point. Define all those things until you and your team member have WW questions. So what, when, how, why, where, how, all those things are clear. Don't even move forward. This mind map has to be there in your project, one slide. Any questions so far? Good. So now let me go back to in our project. So project is extremely important. Ideally, you should be using all those things. Good pick. KPI is clear. remember numeric item. If you can say numeric, that's a KPI. Dashboard is very important because this dashboard will give a health of any business. That health you're getting through data. And the data is now becoming a data analysis. Now data analysis, when BA use that, and BA will help business to make decisions, which is become a BI, business intelligence. Every BA must know how to create dashboard. That's why we have spent a lot of time in BA class, Excel, where you create a nice dashboard with pivot table. Some of your data analysis students know Tableau, Power BI, dashboard, because it has data translated into report or dashboard. Dashboard will convert as a business related and business make decision, right? Now, data pipeline. Pipeline means how you're going to collect data, how you clean data, because sometimes data might not be good. So you have to clean the data. Then you have to massage the data. So some data you have to create, like example, Excel, first name, last name, spelling, uppercase, lowercase, you have to adjust that. The defect management. Someone needs to do QA that, hey, you are saying that I'm adding five students, but on your report, only 4 students are showing up. It's very important. Somehow the first name is not clearly, the screen doesn't look good. I saw that color font is, so that's the quality management, right? Product design, look and feel. The polishing part, final touch is extremely important. How you do call polishing, we will discuss about. Entire things we are going to do with called no code, low code. No code means I'm not going to write a single line of code. An entire project will be done. So even though you have not attended any prior class, you can still do it. I can give you a guarantee. If you pay attention, you will be able to do it. But your more goal is, I want to do much more work for this problem. Now market is moving toward no code, low code. In industry, people will ask CRM, customer relationship management. There are few are very popular, Salesforce. Salesforce is very popular, right? Second is SAP. That is also very popular. Now, you are not learning SAP or Salesforce, but you are learning Knack. You can just say that I create a custom CRM, and that would be quite impressive. Then I know Salesforce. Because if you know Salesforce, means you're a user. Here you build it. So you know a lot more. Make sense or no? So be proud of what you do. Make sense or no? So the CRM, they may ask question, have you done CRM? Yeah, I have developed CRM, complete CRM, and you can say this is what we do. It's very important. Any questions with respect to what you're going to learn part of the project? Any questions? Good so far? Now, you and your team member, as I mentioned before, you have to first select the project title. Without project title, you will not have clarity. You can't do all. So pick a title. Now, when you do that, there is one thing called, you have to use concept called design thinking. Now, design thinking is a very interesting thing. I want you to watch the video.
Hello, welcome to Prototype Test.
You guys can watch it, but right now I'm going to give you a high-level overview, because in interview, think about that you are taking training. Is each person is playing some violin or some instrument, like example violin or some kind of gramophone or something you're playing individual. But that is not a music. But when 5 or 6 person, like example BA, QA, DA together, when you're sitting, and one person from your team is saying, is let's do this, and he plays orchestra, then music will start. Each and every instrument will connect together and lyrics will start. So same thing, you all have a very good skills. You have to connect the skills and create a project out of it. Make sense? The connecting skills start with empathy. Empathy is the human aspect. What, when, how, why, human aspect. So any product you are coming, first thing you need to know who is going to use that product. Do you agree? If product is going to use by kid, then you need to think that is. What kid will do? Why kid will use? What they like, what they don't like. That's the called learning your customer, which is called VOC, voice of customer. If you don't learn that, the product customer is not going to use. So example, if I'm developing a product, just for example, I'm developing a product for, let's say, age group between 4 to 9. Age group between 4 to 9. So far, so good. Now, let's say if I built this product, black and white product, no music, no animation. Do you think they will like it? But now, let's say I know that I'm building a product 4 to 9 for age group between 4 to 9. Some music, some animation, some color, some style. Would they like it? So same product, but because I know my customer well, that's called empathy. Define the problem. You cannot have a product which solves everyone's problem. You have a product which solves specific problem. Today's, I'm going to solve only one problem, but I'm not solving all problems. Idea. Pick idea. What type of things? So you have to really put pressure on your mind. Like example, normally I ask people, there are a couple of markers I have, like this markers I have, right? And I say, turn off the project. So kids does like this, right? They do like this. And then try to turn off. This is very popular concept that they can turn off the project using this. But as they go further, they will surprise that the balance will not happen. So in that situation, someone say, okay, I'll hold it. Someone will say, okay, I will climb on the chair. That's called teamwork. If one guy try to do, he may not be able to. So it's called idea and prototype. When I make it, it's a prototype. It's not working. I try again. It's not working. I try again, but something I can see it, feel it, touch it. Yes, sir. So prototype is very simple, and then test it. Is it working or not? If you don't use those concepts, then you are not doing project management. This is the project. This is not a homework. This is not a lab. So you have to do this thing on a regular basis. If somebody keeps create, hey, I created a database, just an example. How many tables? 5. Did you set up a relationship? Let me check it. Is relationship correct? Test it. If I enter the details, allow or not allow, look, taste it. So you have to do that. If there is a problem, do it again. And that has to happen. Make sense? This concept is a profound concept in industry. You can even write in a resume that you have done design thinking. This video hardly has 8 or 10 minutes video. Put low code. You're going to talk about problem solving, value proposition, design thinking, then read about it. So what I did is, instead of reading books, I created a small video for you. So that way you watch this video, you will have clarity, because this kind of questions will be there in your interview. Why? Because you are going to tell. See, interview is all about, you're going to say, hey, what they will say, tell me more about your project. As soon as you start talking about using word empathy or design thinking, value propositions, or no code, low code, as soon as you start, you say, what is low code, low code? What is design thinking? What is value proposition? Now you need to know how to decorate it further. And that's why these videos are important. Make sense? You and your team members should think about it. This will give you opportunity how to address this question correctly. Make sense? Now, moving along, why don't you all take a little time and create free Knack account? So why don't you log in? So we all will log in. People on phone, you can also log in. If you have an account, no need to worry about it. Just type knack.com. If you already have an account, you don't have to create an account. But if you don't have an account, create an account. So you can just write knack.com. It takes hardly a minute or two to create an account, knack.com. So let me show you. So when I type knack.com, your screen will change. And this is also a cloud-based application. This application is AWS Cloud. So please understand, knack.com, and you click on login. You're going to click on login. And when you click on login, what happens? It's going to ask you, do you have username and password? If not, you can create it. So here, knack.com, click on login. And when you click on login, you will get a screen like that. If you do not have prior account, then you can sign up. Make sure you correctly enter email address and your password, and your account will be created. I would not prefer to sign with Google unless you want to do that. I would always create an account, because if you do sign with the Google, then you are giving password, your Google password to Knack, which is not the right thing to do. I normally don't do that. But again, if you want to use easy way, You just click it and you will be able to log in. Ideally, you should sign up. So when you sign up, let's say if I click on sign up, you have to fill up this information and your account will be created and you're in. Give me thumbs up if you're able to create an account and you're in. I have an account and I'm going to log in. If you are able to log in, give me thumbs up. So you will see something like that. You may not have all those things, but you will see something like this. You may not have anything like this, but you are logging and you will see that. Give me thumbs up if you're able to see. Good. People on phone? Awesome, awesome, awesome. See, this is the tool. I personally think you need to use a tool so you can apply your database learning, and this is the tool we are applying. The reason I have selected this because world is shifting towards CRM. So you will have experience about CRM and you will have experience to apply your BA, QA, PM, DA, all skills. That's why this is one of the kind of good project. Now, I have this thing, I'm going to delete this thing. So in case, if you have some applications, you can always delete. So if you want, I have a lot of applications, right? In a free account, you are allowed to do 4 applications. So in a free account, sorry, 3 applications for free account. So free account, you can do 3 applications. I have paid version, so I can do 5 to 8 applications. But I have something which is not needed, so I'm going to delete this application. So also delete this application. You don't have it, so don't need to worry about. But you can see that if I click on 3 dots, I can delete the application. And it's going to ask me application name, and I'm going to delete this application. So far, so good. Now, the first thing first, when you are clicking on Knack, this is, you always get something. And here you will have options somewhere called create new application. Yes, sir. If you have options create new application, please click here. Create new application. So click here. Right? Everyone is able to do that?
Giving us options.
Yeah. So I'm coming to that. You're ahead one step. I'm coming. So if you click on that, you get this many options, right? Now, we always do this one, start from scratch. However, this one is also kind of nice options, just to give idea. This is called pre-made template, fast food. And this one is start from 0. If you do this, you will learn more. If you do this, you're done in project in 2 minutes. Your project is done in 2 minutes, but you're not going to learn much because of fast food. It's ready to go. So in order for us to learn, I want you to do from 0. That way you can understand how these applications are designed. Then you can use anytime, anything you want. But best way to learn is to create your own. So at this moment, if you are able to see like this, just click on start from scratch. Click on that. And then you click on create new applications and start from scratch. So I created that. I'm going to delete that in case if I don't need that, I just click here and delete that. So here, if I don't like that or I don't use, I can delete that. I'm going to start again, create new application, start from scratch. So my screen will change, and I'm hoping your screen and my screen will match. Good so far? Can I count everyone is able to see something like this? Awesome. Now, first thing, you give a name of your application. So click here and give a name of the application. Just click here and give a name. So let's say, example, I'm creating application, let's say hospital. So double click here and we'll say hospital. Hospital management. Hospital management. Good so far? Now, when you do that, please understand you always need to pay attention on screen because the only thing we are doing is clicking. We are not writing a single line of code. So you click it and start writing. So when you write this, just click here and start writing hospital management, press enter. Now, you might see table 1, but we are not going to worry about that. We're going to start from 0. So don't worry about if you have table 1. Always remember, the best way to learn is pay attention, right? So if I'm here, if I'm explaining something, if you are not paying attention every second, you will be feeling lost, which is your mistake. Your approach is very bad. When you're driving car, you cannot see left and right. You should focus on road. Same thing. If you're learning class, focus on screen. Make sure you see, because there are 34 plus students. Your left and right, you need to focus on screen so you can do it well. Okay. Remember one thing, easy way to learn is pay attention. Now, you are here. First thing, we're going to click on table plus sign. So we click on plus sign, it will help you create an entity. So we're going to click on the plus sign. So when you click on plus sign, it's going to give you options. And here, 3 options I was given. So we'll create a blank table. So we're going to write here blank table. So we're going to click on blank table. We click on blank table. And when you click on blank table, it will create like this one. So you can see new table. Give me thumbs up if you're able to see something like this, right? Awesome. Now, this table you are having, you can change the name by clicking here, and there is a setting. Clicking here and setting. Always remember, name has to be appropriate. So I always go to here and then go to setting. And make sure you have name proper. Don't do random naming. So click on that and setting. Remember, I'm showing you, I'm recording the session. I give you WebEx recording. After that, you can't ask basic question, because if I were you, I would watch the recording and I'll be able to walk. If you say, I can't do it, then there is something wrong, right? Technically something wrong, because I'm explaining right now, I'm recording the sessions, I'm drawing this thing. Trust me, if you don't want to walk, everything is problem. Yes or no? So that's why I gave you group. So if you have a problem, you can ask group. If they still have a problem, ask WhatsApp group. So others group can help. Please take responsibility, because if you don't take responsibility and you only depend on me, it's not going to help, right? Because there are a lot of problems you may have. I understand. That's why your group, your WhatsApp group, your recording, next week you can bring the questions. We'll review again. Not a problem. So I want to click on setting. In setting, I'll say changing the table name. Let's say doctor. So I'll say doctor. To change the name, doctor. Now try to keep these names a real life name. You can do D also. You can say doc. But I want to do doctor, so it's easier for me to understand. And now we click on save changes. So now I have doctor. Please understand, when you create a Knack, it does by default create one column, which I don't like it. I normally delete, but it does not allow me to delete. I have to add a couple of other columns. Now adding column is very simple. You first click on add field. You click on add field. Click on add field. Click on add field. So when you click on add field, you will get a left navigations. You can get a left navigation. Make sure you always see on the screen. Now, ideally, every table should have a primary key. Now, primary key normally will create a numeric automatic number. Automatic number, so it automatically generates number, just like order ID, just like a reset ID, just like account number, like that. So you can see here, we have auto number, auto include. So I drag it and I put it here until I get a black line. So you will see black line. You can put it above or you can put below, doesn't matter. So check it out. I'm going to drag it. See how nicely I drag it until you get a black line, up or below. Doesn't matter where you. Once you get a black line, you release. Remember, drag it and drop it. Now some of you say, but I don't have a mouse. How am I going to drag and drop? You figure it out because you are using touch screen. You need to use some way to drag and drop so you get this thing, right? Some people are doing double click and getting whichever works for you. I don't have any problem, but you need to put drag and drop. Sometimes if you do here somewhere, it might not work. You need to bring once you get a black line. Can I count everyone is doing that? Awesome. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to click on the dot and delete this column because this is not I created. So I'm going to delete that. So I delete that, boom, 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 easy. So delete it. Now, primary key should not be the name auto increment. I want to have ID. So I can say doctor ID. I can say doctor ID like that English name, doctor ID. So check it out. I double click on it. So when I double click on it, what will happen? It can give me the name change. So here, and I can change here, doctor. I say D capital, doctor, and I capital ID like that. So again, I specified doctor ID. Easy. And then update field. Make sense? Life is simple, right? Yes or no? And update field. So doctor ID is there. Now, if you are creating a doctor table, what are the common columns? For doctor, what would be the common columns? First name, last name, email, phone number, address, right? So let's do one by one. Again, anytime you want column, you just click on add field, and if you notice that there is one thing called personal. So add field, and there is a personal. You can select person, drag and drop till you get a black line, then drag and drop email, drag and drop address and phone, step by step. So check it out, person, drag it, and until you get a black line, don't release. So you have person. Then drag it and email, drag it and address. See how nice when you have external mouse. External mouse is very helpful in case if you have it. Those who do not have it, I would highly recommend to buy even wired mouse. It's hardly cost nowadays $2 or $3, but it will give you significant productivity.
Excuse me, sir, why we are dragging it? Why we not double click or single click on it?
Whichever works for you. You can use whichever works for you. If you feel double click works for you, you can do that. I like drag and drop because I feel myself that I'm putting here. If I want to control the order, I can do that. So then let me show you. So example, if I want to drag and drop, I can wherever I want, I can plug it in. So drag and drop allows you that option. If you double click, it always go at the bottom. So you can use either way.
Got it.
There is no special preferences. Good. Now everyone is clear so far. Anyone has any issue? Right? Everyone see here the columns, right? Now, please understand. When you are doing doctor, when you do doctor, sometimes doctor may have some specialty. Yes or no? So specialty is multiple specialty, and doctor might have one specialty or two specialty. So if I want to provide multiple options, and from there I need to select it. So example, eye doctor, example, family doctor, example, orthopedic doctor, right? So I can specify specialty as a special multiple choice. Multiple choice means it's a drop-down box. Drop-down box, you can have the selections and you can pick one of them. Make sense on it? So here, there is options called multiple choice. So you're going to click on here and drag and drop multiple choice. So I can select multiple choice, drag and drop, and double click on it. Double click here. So you get options. Let me repeat. You just click on multiple choice, you get the options. Over here, you can say something like a specialty. So you can specify whatever name you want. So you can specify specialty in case if you want. Okay. So specify whatever specialty you want. Now here you can provide options. So example, if I have education, please understand. If I have education, what are my options?
MD.
Sorry?
MD, maybe?
Yeah, if my education is the MS, MD, right? That's my options. You guys agree on that? So pretty good. If let's say, if I have state, just an example state, then Michigan, these are options. And I can make one as a default, right? So here, your specialty. So here I'll say family doctor. Here, let's say I say eye doctor. And this is like the dentist. I'm just making up. If you want more, you can click on the plus and you can add as many as you want. Make sense? So you can see here, I added 3 options. Now, if you feel like order is not matching, you can drag and drop and change the order if you want to. You can do that. So there is an option. Now it is asking which one is default. So remember we talk about default constraint. If majority time doctor comes family, then family can be default if you want to, or you can keep it blank. Make sense? So we are going to keep it blank, right? Now, here there is options. Is this specialty required? I would say yes, because doctor without specialty is not useful. Yes or no? So we'll say yes, it is required. And then we'll go back and say update. Any questions so far? Column name is specialty. Column name is specialty. We have 3 choices. We made a required, and now we're going to say update field. Easy. Okay. Now let's go back here and we'll do the same thing for other. Let's click on person. and click here and just say person is required. Do you guys agree requirements? First name, last name is required, right? Update field. Now click on email and then say required and unique. No change at all, right? Required. Click on email and say required and unique. Makes sense, huh? Eric? Now go to next.
Excuse me.
Phone number, required and unique. Yes.
For adding extra field on this, I'm not able to update it.
What
Any
is that?
specific reason?
Drag
Oh,
and
no.
drop. Drag and drop.
No, I got it. I got it. Sorry.
So, email also, you can do phone number also required, and phone number is required and must be unique. And update field. Make sense? Please remember, you have to think about that. What constraint you want to apply? First name, can I make unique? First name, can I make unique?
No.
No. But email phone
No.
number can be unique. Why? Because I don't want that phone number to be repeated. Because using phone number, I can identify the customers. Make sense? Or not? It's important. Now, update field. Now, can I add more column? Yes. But because this is our first exercise and you're going to do project, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But let's say this doctor has a LinkedIn URL. Everyone knows LinkedIn? This doctor has a picture, right? Possible. So you can add all the columns. So let me show you how to do so. Here, add field. Always remember, the more you see, more you will learn. So click on add field. When you click on add field, there is options available. In case if you want to update his biography, you can select file and plug it here. In case if you want to add image, you can picture you can add. In case if you want to add a LinkedIn, right? So you can drag and drop link. So link means LinkedIn. You can add his LinkedIn URL. Makes sense or not? So anything you want, like example, if you want birth date, then you can add date here. Makes sense or not? So you have all options available. You can select drag and drop. If you want to give doctor rating, then you can select a rating. Now, there are two things, right? If I give everything, then project is not going to be fun, not going to be fun. But this is something available to you. Make sense? Would you not have, like, many of you might know, like, what do you call, certain time when you play game, right? First time you're playing game, you're super duper fun, yes or no? But once you know the game, it's not more fun, right? So if I give you all options, then you will not struggle at all. And when you don't struggle, you will not understand as a project problem, yes or no? So my goal is that you struggle. I will give you pointers. That's why today I'm going to go basic thing. Next week, I'll answer questions you have. Make sense? Meantime, there are some videos our students have done. I also have some video. I'm going to put it there. This will give you opportunity to customize it, modify it. It is proven that the more time you spend, more time you learn. If everything you can do in 2 minutes, you will forget in 2 minutes. Do you guys agree on that? So the struggling period is extremely important. Sometimes people say, but I don't want to spend time. Then you are not ready to learn. Remember, you need to be adaptive. You need to be hungry. You need to be stubborn. Until you figure it out, you don't give up. Make sense? So sometimes people ask, why do you add a create date and create by? Why would you do that? Why would you add a column, create date and create by? Why would you do?
To track or for the reporting purpose.
Exactly. For auditing purpose. Auditing purpose, like who did it? When they did it? Because if somebody made a mistake, you can figure it out who made a mistake. So every company, they add 4 columns. Created by means who did it? Created date. So they add drag and drop, create date, create by, which is nothing but person. So if you want create by, you can use like the person, like this one. You can say short text like that, you can add, or you can use name. You can use name, right? Create date. In that case, you use date column. Then update by. If somebody made a change, you need to track who made a change. Update date, when they made a change. These are compliance. Speak with me. Now, many people say, what is compliance? Because the world is shifting on. World is shifting. It's not like in 2000 you know a little bit and you are getting job. Now world is very challenging, and trust me, the only way you get a job if you are beyond about people. So there are a lot of compliance things, and I think first week, if you remember, I mentioned PII. What is PII stands for? I didn't. Very good. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. And that's called paying attention. Makes sense or not? The second standard also I mentioned in the first week. What is PCI stands for? If you are not able to answer, then you may not go through interview clearly because your data has a compliance, right? Remember, having a resume, having a LinkedIn is not going to help if you are not able to answer correctly, right? PCI stands for car industry. It's anytime when you use a credit card that you use. If you're going for healthcare, it's a HIPAA, right? If you're going for kids or game, right? COPA, right? So all those are compliance, and those compliance will say minimum you need this column, create date, create by, like that. So they will help you what columns you need to add. Make sense? It's very important. Now, let's say I created this table. So first you create table. Then for time being, I'm going to create this thing, table. Please pay attention, doctor table. Then we'll do patient table. Then we'll do visit table. And then we'll do link them. And then we'll do pages. Please pay attention. We'll do pages to add doctor. We'll add pages to add patients. And then we'll create a pages for visit. And then we'll create a quick dashboard also before you go home today. So you will know high level everything. If I were you, I would do super job by next week. And then next week I'll teach you some advanced topic. It means you can do much better job next week. But if you wait for next week, most important time, you will miss the opportunity. Time. The less time you have, quality will suffer. Makes sense? Question, concerns, doubt. Right? So we have done doctor. Do you guys agree? So let's do the similar way. So we're going to add a similar way. So we're going to say, go back to data, click on data. So click on data. And when you click on data, you have a plus sign. Click on that. And this time we're going to create again from scratch patient table. So click here. And when you click on that, you will have options. Same thing. What are you going to select? Blank table. And then this blank table, we're going to name. So new name. So you can click on this and setting. Right? You should be comfortable. Always remember setting. And we'll change the name. And here we'll say patient. And save it. Now patient also similar as doctor because every patient is similar as a doctor. So we'll add a couple of columns. So add field. First will be always I add an auto increment. So I'm going to drag and drop. And then I need a first name, last name, then I need email, then I need an address, and the phone number. Can order change, order doesn't matter. So after email, I need a phone number. So I did that. Now, if your patient also have type, right? In-person patient or regular patient versus this patient, you can define. You know how to add multiple choice. We discuss about it. Yes or no? But we have to add constraint. So first of all, old name I don't like. So I'm going to click here and we're going to delete that. So we're going to click here and we're going to delete that. So we delete that. Now, what should I do? Auto increment. What should I do? What would be the name appropriate for this table?
Patient ID.
Patient ID. Very good. So click here and just say patient ID. So also P capital, patient, and I capital ID. Patient ID. P capital, patient ID. And click on it. Life is good. Awesome. And update. Please understand. You click on one by one and add a constraint. So click on person. Say this is required. and click on email and say this is required and must be unique. Click on phone, required must be unique, and address. Address I'm saying it's required as well. So any question, concerns, doubt, how easy it is to create a patient table. It took less than 2 minutes. Do you guys agree or not? Why? Because once we know it, we become faster, right? People say, but I created 7 tables. It means he spent 10 minutes. Do you agree or not? That's not a big thing. So it's important that once you know it, it's going to give you speed. So I created a patient. Can I come back and change the column? Yeah. Can I add it? Can I remove it? Can always do. That's why database is so much fun. It's not like end of the story that you created and then, oh my God. No. You will be adding a lot of column as you go further, right? Because you will feel like something is missed, something needs to be added. It's okay. You can come back and change this kind of concept called refactoring. Speak with me. Refactoring. Now, if you're continuously refactoring, it means you're not thinking correctly because you started and every minute you have to go back, every minute you have to go back. You can, nothing wrong in that, but that's not right. Example, I went for shopping. I went to Walmart and said, I realized, oh, there is no wallet. I came home. Then I went to Walmart. Oh, there is no credit card. Again, I went home. Oh, credit card is not working. I need debit card. So you don't want to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That doesn't make sense. Before you start for shopping, make sure you validate certain things. Yes or no? Same thing. The table has to be appropriate before you start further. Otherwise, you have to do a lot of rework. Sometimes it's painful and sometimes you won't enjoy it. It's important. So we have 2 tables. One is doctor and one is
Patient.
now what will be the third table? Visit or appointment, right? To visit. So let's create a, so in order for us to create the table, always remember you click on data and then you click on here. So that way this will give you opportunity to create a third table. Let's get started. So click on data and then click on plus sign. So when you click on plus sign, right here, click on blank table. So click here and then with your name. And we're going to change the name. Now that's a smart. No worries about it. So here I'll say V capital visit. Sorry, master lowercase visit. Uppercase doesn't, lowercase doesn't matter, but I keep table name lowercase visit. Now, what are the column we need for visit? Help me. What column I need for visit table?
The date, date and time.
So add field. First start of the auto number. First is always auto number, right? Then we'll say visit date. So let's put visit date and time. So this is visit date and time. Then visit place. So visit place is nothing but address. So visit place is nothing but address. Now, I'm coming to doctor, but now we need to know visit reason. Visit reason is one reason or multiple choice?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. So we select multiple choice and we'll say here. So now you have a couple of things. First, I added, we see here, I added auto number, date and time, address, and multiple choice. This first column will delete it. You know how to delete that. Select this and get it.
You also add insurance too.
Yeah, will come. It won't be that straightforward, Nisar, for us. But once we cover that, we'll add as many as we can. But right now, this is our first exercise, so we're going to go simple and easy. But then we'll make a complex as we go. Good so far. Now, what should be the title for this column? Visit ID. So let's double click on it or click on it and we'll say visit ID. So we'll say V capital visit ID. You guys are doing fantastic. Okay. Be proud what you do. You're seeing how easy it is. This is called no code, low code. No code in the sense of no programming. Low code means a little bit. But when you're doing this drag and drop, behind the scene, it is writing command, create table name. Who is writing? Knack is doing. So you're using Knack. That is called software as a service. Speak with me.
Software as a service.
So software as a service means, what does that mean? Software as a service means you are using Knack. You are using Knack. So Knack is, as soon as you use Knack is using a drag and drop. And that drag and drop is designed through Angular. So they use Angular application. That's a web development, and that convert into SQL command. After SQL command, it use Oracle, or in AWS Cloud, Oracle RDS. Oracle RDS is nothing but relational database, and here it creates a table. So whatever you do here, this web development is done through Angular, and that Angular code happens automatically for you. And when you do drag and drop, Knack convert to SQL command and interact with the database. So there is a database behind the scene. But you are interacting with Knack, SaaS software, which is a software as a service that makes life easy. Yes, sir. They charge $40 per month, I think, which is in my understanding a lot easier. $40 is nothing. You can get a lot more work. I've been using this for 4 or 5 years now, and trust me, every penny is worth. Because if I don't do this, my team members are not database expert, so they will have a lot of time. So rather than my average team members are not experts, so they use this thing very quickly, and you will be surprised within like half an hour, application will be working, functional, and this application can be accessed from anywhere, right? So if your team like in India, Australia, Japan, they all can work in the same application. So that's why it's very important. So now let's click on what you call date and time, and say this is required. And in date and time, there are two things. Don't ignore, we'll say select the time also. So when you do date and time, please understand date and time. When you say required, don't ignore, select this format, because you want to select date and time. Why? Because in one date, you can have many appointments. Do you guys agree or not? If you don't select, then in one day you have one appointment only. The doctor will not survive, right? You need multiple appointments in a day. Now let's click on update field. Awesome. Now same apply address, just say required, because you should know where you are going for, right? Update field and multiple choice. You're gonna say patient type, P capital, patient type. Now I'm not a healthcare guy, so what kind of patient type we have?
Are we doing two reason? This was reason. Can we say adults,
Oh,
kids?
reason. Sorry, this might be
children?
reason. This is the reason, right? So let's do reason. So why we are going to doctor? Maybe eye problem, right? Eye problem, or maybe physical checkup, and maybe teeth issue, right? Or dentist, so oral issues or whatever you call. Now, these are like reason you're visiting doctor. So eye problem, definitely go to eye doctor, physical checkup, and oral issue. Physical checkup will go to family doctor, right? You can specify as many reason you want. So I selected column name reason, and then I said this is required, right? And you can specify that. Please understand, I'm not selecting anything default, but if you are getting 99% patients are physical checkup, then you may want to select that to save some time. But time being, it's good to go. Now here in the drop-down box, you can see here, you have choice to make. You're giving one, but if you want multiple reason to visit doctor, then you may want to allow this. Make sense on it? Right now we'll give a one only and update. At this moment, any questions, concerns?
So I have a question. So for the options, can I add like more selections?
Yeah,
There's only three.
absolutely. You can show you. Let me show you. You can click on plus, and let me click on plus, and I can say plus and lab check.
I see, thank you.
And update. Make sense, huh? Ideally, you can have as many as you want. So at this moment, can I count that we have 3 tables? Say yes, sir. Now, I want to relate this thing. Please pay attention. When you have 3 tables, one is a doctor table, one is the patient table, one is doctor table, one is patient table, and one is visit table. So doctor primary key will be foreign key to visit table, and patient primary key will be foreign key to visit table. Yes or no? In order for us to do that, this is relationship they call connection. What they call? Connections. So I'm going to show you that. Now, when you do that, it will pick up auto number as a primary key. It will pick auto number as a primary key and try to set up relations. So please see, this is all drag and drop and click. If you can pay attention, you will learn in 2 minutes. So I'm going to create the connections. Hardly will take a 1 minute. So let's go to visit table, which we are. Say yes. Yes, yes or no? Can I count everyone is in visit table, right? And there is a called connections. And connection right now we have plus. So click on the plus. And when you click on plus, it's going to give you say which table you want. So I'll say first doctor. First I'll select doctor. And then you click on doctor. And then say next. And you're done. And add connection. Don't change anything. Just say add connection. So doctor automatically added as a foreign key. Let's do one more time. So click on plus, select patient, next, don't change anything, add connections, and foreign key is done. Awesome! Look at that. There's a primary table, and there is a foreign key. And there is a primary table, and there is a foreign key. Makes sense? Now, as we discuss about it, primary table, if you don't have doctor, can you have visit? If you don't have patient, can you have visit?
No.
No.
This is your primary table. You need to insert some doctors here. You need to insert some patients here. Then and then you can do visit. So in order for us to do so, we are going to create a web pages. So far we created database. Now, when you do database, here there is a concept called data model. Click on that. So when you click on that, you will see the relationship. You say, yes. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see or no?
Yes, yes, yeah.
I was expecting, yes, right? One and foreign key. Nice and beautiful. Do you guys agree? And that's the model. This is called ERD. Automatically created based on your setup, right? Doctor, patient, and visit. Life is so simple. Now, what we're going to create, we're going to create each table, we're going to create a page. Please pay attention, see on the screen. Each page, hello. Each page we will create, sorry, each table will create a page. Each table we create a page. And the page is nothing but blank white page. And in that page, we can create a view. View means a form. Let's say I want to add, that's a form. Then another view is I want to show all doctor in a grid. Grid, that's another view. If I want to show chart, that's another view. If I want something, that's another view. So in one page, how many views we can have? Many. So first, I'm going to always do, if I'm doing add, I can have a grid along with that. So if I add, I can see it added or not. And then in grid, I can have an action link. Action link means if I want to edit something, I can automatically go to edit page and modify it. If I want to delete something, I can delete that. So I'm going to show you that first. This part. For doctor, I'm going to do it, and then we'll take a break. And then after break, we'll do the same for patient and visit. And there are some small, interesting thing I'm going to do. Then we'll do dashboard and another activity. So are you guys ready for the page? Now there are two types of page. One is called public page and one is called private page. Public page means anybody can access. Private means you have to do login. Login will give you security. So today I'm not going to show you security, but next week I'm going to show you security, because if you go to hospital, there are roles are there. Yes or no? Doctor roles, patient roles, nurse roles, administrative roles. Yes or no? Do you think everyone can see everything? Yes sir. So we create a views, remember? So doctor can see much more than nurse can see. Admin can see very limited. Yes sir. So we are going to do that, and those are roles: admin role, doctor role, and patient role, or nurse role. And we can say what they can do and what they cannot do, again without any code. So this application, if you spend a little time, you can make a rural application in less than few days. Sometimes it may take maybe few weeks, but overall, if you are doing coding, like example, some of you know web development, it will take months, 6 months to 8 months. Same thing you can do in 6 days. Which one is better? And this overall cost will be only $40 per month. If you hire developer, it will cost you per month $10,000 times 60,000. How much we are talking here?
$40.
So 6 months, how much you going to pay? 240. Which one is better? So right now, web developers' jobs are disappearing. That's why when somebody say, I want to do web development, I always encourage to do QA, do data analysis, do BA, because there is no point to spend 6 months, 40,000 or 60,000 and get the same thing which I can do in 6 days. Make sense? Nowadays, AI/ML can do even this thing without even me dragging and dropping. Make sense? So if you use AI/ML and if you tell I need doctor, it will create for you. So we need to think about what tools to use, when to use, and how to use. So don't spend time for something which has no value. Make sense or no? Spend time, there is a value. That's why what you are having is called enchilada. You are not only learning technology, you are learning team dynamics, you are learning individual skills. Together, very limited people will have. Make sense? If you fight with AI/ML, you're losing in technology. But AI/ML will not do team dynamics. AI/ML will not do individual things. So AI/ML has advantage, but there are disadvantages. Someone needs to lead, someone needs to use that. That's someone is you. Make sense? So be comfortable with such kind of project work. If you do project work, you will survive. Job security is guaranteed. But if you don't do project work, there is no benefit. Sounds good? So let's create a page. So I'll go back to my, go back here, click on back. So when you click on back, we're back to business. Now this time, we are almost there. So this time, if you can carefully see here, there's a pages. So click on pages. Say yes. Now when you click on pages, there's no page at this moment. So we will start with a brand new page. And our first page will be click on page and add page. And we'll use the page. Good news, each page associated with the table. So here say, do you want to do public or private? So in this case, we'll do public because we are learning. Next week, we're going to do protected also. So public, and let's click on continue. And when you click on continue, sorry.
So how you got a public and protected one?
This pages.
Yeah, I click on that. I got let's create your first page.
Yeah, click on that.
Plus add a page.
Mhm.
Okay, now I got it. Thank you so much.
So when you do add new page, we have two options, right? Now let's click on continue. So when you click on continue, you will see like this page name. So I'll say add doctor. Add doctor. Understand? This is your page name, add doctor, which you are going to create a brand new white paper. That's all you're doing. And in there, we're going to use view, first view, entry form, and the second view is a grid. That's all we'll do it, and then we'll take a break. Okay? Ready?
Yes.
So remember, page is nothing. Page is nothing. It's just a white page. Inside page, we have to do view. And view allows you to entry or display or do BI. BI means business intelligence. But page is just nothing but white canvas. So let's do add page. And it will ask which form you need. Remember the view? Did I say that? Yes or no? So first we're going to click on form. So click on form. So as soon as you click on form, it's going to say which table you want. Click on form, and then you select doctor. So let's select doctor. Make sense or no? And when you click on doctors, you will see right away all the columns automatically created a web page. Right? Yes or no? And then say add form. Click on add form. Give me thumbs up if you're able to do so. Right? I personally think if you just pay a little more attention, you can do amazing job. Right? Your web page is ready to go. People say, but I don't understand. What did you do? Don't worry.
Can you repeat this one?
Yeah, as I said before, I will repeat. Don't worry. Try to pay attention more, because remember, every step you are going back, it will be difficult for you. Always see on the screen. As I said, you all have to pay attention, because there are hundreds of clicks we're gonna do. Every time if you go back, you will not be able to enjoy that. So remember, pay attention. Every form will be added here. So right now we added a form. Let's click again, add view. Right, add view. And when you click on add view, you get this thing. First time we already did this by clicking next, right? Yes, sir. So first time we did this, now we're gonna do second one. So this is second, because you already have first page form is there. First form is there already. So now we're gonna do grid. See here how easy it is. Click grid, select doctors, right? And then just say continue, and you're done. And add grid. I'm not writing anything, I'm just clicking. I'm gonna do this three times. So first time I added the form, that was the first view. The second, this is the view 1. This is the view 2. Make sense? Please understand, anytime you are adding view, you are adding this. Can I add third view? Absolutely. So let me show you. If I say add view, let's say I want to do graph or pie, whatever I want. I can do anything. So I can do this one. So I do add view. Please see on the screen. I do add view. And let's say I want to do bar graph. So I select the bar graph. And then I select a doctor. And then I select doctor and add report. So now this view is created here. We will see later on how to do customizations and all, but right now you see how easy to create a view. In case if you feel like some view is not needed, you can click here and there is a delete button. You can delete that view if you don't like that. If you want to create again, add view. If you didn't want to delete, do this. If you want to change something, so you click on that view. If you click on view, if you click somewhere, you will see the options. Now you can change here, you can change here, you can change here. I'm going to show you that. So make sure you see on the screen, I'll show you. But at this moment, I just want to make sure you all understand, we have two views. One is form and one is grid. Report is not important. Can I count everyone has a form and grid? Right? Yeah. Please understand, same thing we'll do for patient. So it's not a big deal, but right now let's run the application. Let's run the application. So please see here on the right side, on top, your Go Live application. Click on that, Go Live application. Go Live applications. See on the screen, Go Live application, and you will see a form there. Give me thumbs up if you're able to see that your application is up and running. Anybody in the world can access this page. Let's add a doctor, add any doctor, add any email, add any address, add any phone number, add any specialty, and submit. And you will see your information will be visible in a grid. Reload that, reload the form, add another doctor. You don't have to copy exactly what I do. Anything you can add. Doesn't matter. We are trying to enter some data. That's all. Enter something. Enter something which is giving you idea. So you can see as I add, automatically data is visible. Right? Add couple of data just for time being. Just add a couple of data. So I have a couple of doctors here. Give me some thumbs up if you're able to add few doctors. You don't have to enter all the doctors, just a few data so you can feel comfortable. You are adding insert command and your data is being stored under doctor table.
Sir, after adding one, how do we add the other one?
There is a link there called reload. There is a link called reload on the top. You click on that and add one more. People on phone, if you can give me thumbs up, at least we are able to insert one or two Doctor? Good, good. Very good. Remember, it's just a data entry you're doing. It doesn't need to be perfect. Goal of the exercise is to understand. In case if you're not able to do this thing, doctor, don't be nervous. After break, we're gonna do the patients. After break, we're gonna do patients. Then we'll do visits. We'll do multiple things. But creation of form was nothing but add page, then add view, select form, then select grid. So when you are working with your team, you and your team member first create the data model. Once you create data model, then you will create a page, an entry. Try not to enter data. First, make sure you have all appropriate tables, appropriate columns. Think about properly, set up relationship properly. Then you will enter data. Because once you enter data, it's very difficult to change.
And,
Question?
yeah, Professor, quick question. So how did you add additional doctors? You just reload the form or?
Yeah, reload the form and keep entering.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Professor, I have a question. So like this is all tied up with like SQL. So like what stops companies from like using Knack instead of like Oracle or
Very, very good question. So first of all, there are three reasons. First, knowledge. They don't even have knowledge, right? They don't have knowledge to use. Like example, everyone thinks ChatGPT is good. I love it. Okay, ChatGPT, I love it. I use often. But if you ask me, I'll be honest with you, ChatGPT in market for more than a year. I started using ChatGPT maybe 6 months before. What happened with the first 6 months? I was waiting for others, like I didn't think I should. So it's called adoption. So most companies don't adopt that quickly because first they don't know. But when you try to show them, they say, oh wow, this is good. So then you need a leader who can show and lead the change. Change in the sense you are saying stop the old way, start the new way. And third, company policy. Company policy is something, you know what, that use this one only, this one uses this one, and they don't allow you innovations or new way. So what happened, even though your new idea, you cannot use it because company policy says only Oracle, only this thing. And because of the strict policy, it's called fixed mindset, they don't allow. But if you're a startup company, they say, hey, come and do it, no problem, do it. So that's why as a beginner, you should work in a startup company because it will give you empowerment to do whatever you want and you can go faster. You can do a lot more in that. But big company normally don't have time, neither have interest to leverage new thing because they think new means danger, new means, it's require risk. So here, people don't take risk. If you go to Motorola, they're still using Oracle, and I can give you guarantee next 30 years they will do Oracle, but they're dying. But if you go to, like what you call Silicon Valley, thousands of companies are using Knack. Any
Thank
other
you.
question?
I have a question.
Mhm.
The email address you misspelled it or something.
That's fine.
But can you go back and like this?
Oh, yeah, you can. Where did you create a table? You create a table in a here.
Yeah.
Just like with the door you came for, right? Simple. Remember, hello, data. You go to data, and then you go to table. Which is the table? Doctor or patient? You go to doctor, and then double click on it, and then change it. Very simple, right? Anything you want to go, you only have a few clicks, right? Doctor, where you can change table, column, anything you want to change here. Page is here. So anytime you want to create a page, you come to page, right? You come to page, and then you create a new page. So when you come to page, you create a new page. Let's say, if this give me arrow, I'll go back like this. And if I'll save it, let me save this thing. Anytime if I want to add a page, I can come here, page, and add the page. When I add a page, I give a name, and then I add a view. As many view I want, I can add, right? Good. So let's take a break. It's 8:20. After break, we're gonna do the same thing for patient. I just want you to pay attention because this is drag and drop. And we are going to click hundreds of clicks. So making sure you don't go 100 times back and forth. You lose focus.
Excuse me, Tom, you can answer me after the break, it's fine. So I did create the page, but I cannot fill it with the information.
It means you did not create correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll start from 0 in case if you want to follow that way. So I'll click on the logo here. You can see on the screen. I click on the logo, right, which will allow me to go to main application like that. So in case if you have missed that, don't worry, start from here. So always remember this one will take you, when you click on home or logo, it will take you here. Now this is my application. If I click on this application, it will take me to this application, right? And this is like a save. So anytime you can work and come back, so you're coming here. Give me thumbs up if you're here so far. So far, so good. Now, first thing first, always remember, there are two things you are doing. You're creating table first, and then you're creating pages. You should not create a pages first. Always create table. Now you say, oh, I forgot creating table, which is this plus sign. So when you create table, we created 3 tables. So I'm hoping that give you enough practice. Drag and drop, right? Drag and drop. Again, when you do 1 more times or 2 times, you will be understanding. Anytime you do column, you add a constraint. You change the name and all. Different columns you may do it. And your team member may support some of the columns. And if you have doubt, my team members are available during the day. You can also write in WhatsApp and team member will help. I would encourage you to work with your group. Some recordings are there. So please practice. And in case if you need help, you can come to office or you can ask Mariam. She will be available and she will help you also. Without table, don't move forward, because if you have good table design, it will be easier. Then we went to creating a relationship with visit. And in visit, what we did is we created an appropriate table, and then we did a connections. We connected with the 2 table, and the foreign keys are added. Now, I think Nisar mentioned about insurance. That insurance is another table. I need to create insurance first. And once I create insurance table, I can also connect, and there will be an insurance detail. Make sense? So one visit table may have many foreign keys, right? But you cannot put all insurance detail here. Insurance is supposed to be separate table, because one patient can have many insurance. Make sense or not? So it can be car insurance, can be house insurance, can be medical insurance, dental insurance, life insurance. So that's why it's very important you create a separate table. Easy language, very simple. Is it many? If your word is answer is yes, then you create separate table. So insurance is always one or many. It's okay to say. Insurance is one or many. Many. Like doctor, like eye insurance, dental insurance, medical insurance, car insurance, house insurance. Yes or no? If I have phone, one or many? Many. Here I'm using phone as a one, but in a real life, you can create a separate table as a phone where you can say B for business phone number, C for cell number, H for home, like that. So if you have many emails, same apply. Personal email, office email. If you have many address, same thing. Anytime you have many, means you create a separate table. Make sense on it? So it's important. Then we went to pages. So when we went to pages, in case if you have made a mistake, you go to pages. Now I'm going to do the same thing. So here in pages, I already have one page, and this is my view. And this views, you can add as many views added here. But because I'm now going to do a separate thing, let's get started. So this is my pages. I'm going to add up on one more page. So click on the plus. Click on the plus. And when you click on plus, you click on the first thing is called, is it a public page or login page? So there are 3 things I want to make sure you understand. Public means no login required. Login page means login required, username and password. And drop down menu means it will give you a nice menu. So you can when you click here, you get multiple pages. So sometimes you have a category, and in category has multiple pages you can do, which I'll show you next week because we are learning basic. I will show you also next week how to do this thing. But I just make sure you understand. If you want to secure something, that's a login. If you want to create a website where you need to say this is doctor related activity, and only doctor can see that, then I'll create a menu for doctor. If I want to create menu for nurses, I create that menu. If I create a menu for patients, I can do that. So patient will have only access to this aspect. Nurses will have access to this. So we can create that, which we'll cover next week. Right now, let's click on public page. So I click on public page. Please see on the screen, click on public page. And when you click on public page, it will pop up and say, okay, what is the name of the page? So I'm going to say add patient, add patient. Please understand, add patient, you can give any title, but I'm adding add patient and then click on add page. When you create add page, you're creating a blank page. And then will you do add view, and then we'll add one by one view. Please understand, you can add a view later. First, you always create a page. So here we are going to do add patient, and then we'll say add page. And it will ask which table you want to link, right? So here I have view. Now, what view I want to add? So far, any questions? Hind, are you with me so far?
Yes, I'm following. Thank you.
Okay. Rina and Raina, good so far? Everyone is good? Tolu?
Yeah, so I have, the question I have is that if I don't go to data, then I can still open the page, or I can create a page from pages, right?
No. Without data, page will not create. The reason, because as soon as I add a form, it will ask which table. So remember, I don't want to go backward. Always remember, we do DDA, data driven application. So data comes first. So if you don't have data, you should not go to page. It will create unnecessary challenge for you. If you have nice data and proper model, life will be super duper easy. So right now, I have a page. Now I'm going to select a view form. So as soon as I select form, it will ask me which table. Check it out. Form, it is asking me table. So here I'm going to select patients. As soon as I select patient, you will see it will add the form for patients. That's simple now. Check it out, patients. Now it says add form, and I'm done. Add form, and I'm done. Give me thumbs up if you're able to do this one. Good. Good. Remember one thing, it's always, you have to try that appropriately so you get the benefit. Otherwise, you will have a problem. Unless you get this level, don't go forward. Make sure you understand where the mistakes are. These all things, Tolu, came from my database model. So if I don't have a table and if I don't have appropriate column, I won't see anything. Make sense on that? So if I miss, just an example, I'll show you. Example, I wanted to add one more column here, which I don't see here. So I need to go back to data. In table, I need to add a column, and then I need to add it. So that extra work, it will drive you crazy. Back and forth. Remember, I gave Walmart example. For wallet, you go home. For credit card, you go home. For debit, it's not a fun. So sometimes people in my life, many times people say, I've been working very hard, 8 hours I'm working, but you're producing 2 hours or 3 hours work in 8 hours. That's not right. That's not working hard. That's called working poor. In 8 hours, if you can produce 7-hour work, that's a beautiful way to show the productivity. So sometimes people are saying, I've been really paying attention, then do it right. Or I've been doing super duper but not working, means you're doing something wrong, right? Technically speaking, in 3 hours, we are around 20 to 30 people. We consider ourselves with our surrounding. If surrounding, let's say we have 30 people, we are learning 3 hours, and these 30 people out of 30, let's say, just an example, 29 students are able to do that work, and means it's not hard. But let's say out of 30, only 1 student can do the work, it means it's very hard. Yes or no? So in industry, your performance is measured based on that. So you have team member, 5 members team, right? Just like a project team. If 5 out of 5, let's say 4 people are doing a lot more than you, then you're in trouble. That's what layoff starts. People sometimes ask, why me? Because your manager or your company compare your performance with your surrounding. And they think, man, without him or her, we can survive. So you need to provide more value. So companies feel that without this person, we cannot survive. It means job security. Make sense? And that's why you have to build that muscle during project. Take opportunity. It's gonna be helpful. So now one view is done. Let's add another view. So please click on add view. Add view. When you click on add view, you will see something like this. I always do same thing again and again. So when I do add view, first thing always I use form. And second thing I always use grid. So now this time we're going to click on grid. And then make sure you select the patient, because we are doing add patient and we will show the patient in the grid. And then say continue. And you're done and add grid. So this way you have two views. Can I count everyone has that? Right? Yes or no? Right? So now let's check it out. So in order for us to check it out, we need to go on the right side. Go live application is there. Go live applications. Now let's click on it. So when you click on go live applications, you will see something like this, where you see add patient. Make sense? Are you guys with? Now enter any patient, your friends or any new.
I'm so sorry, I have a question. So I did the same thing you did. When I added a grid, like it was like a list of people that showed up for me.
It means you selected doctor. So this happens a lot. That's why you need to be careful, because we remember.
No, I did patients. No, I have patients.
No, please understand. It's human nature, right? You know, I have not added any patient. So how do I see patient? Please think about it. I have not added any patient. So how would I see patient?
No, but this is like public. This is like people I don't know. I have like a huge list of people. It's fine. Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna send you a picture.
No. I believe you. Something you're doing different. Does anyone else have that issue? Ideally, you shouldn't have. The reason you shouldn't have it because you are creating brand new table. We have not added a single record. So if you are able to see what you call tables and records, it means you somehow selected somewhere sample. So sample is the weird name you will see.
Oh, got you. Yeah, using okay. Yes, you're right. Thank you.
So somewhere you might have made a selection differently, but ideally you should not have, because you are doing first time. So let's do entering the patient. So we'll say like add you right now just to see, and let's say in here, and we'll say number, and we'll say address Chicago or Schaumburg, right? And if I submit, now this is the first time I added a person. Yes or no? And if I want to add second person, click on reload, right? And add a second person. Again, you don't have to copy exactly what I do, just add something, doesn't matter, right? Goal of the exercise, add something. So you can get this information. When you do the project, add right informations. The time being, I'm adding a couple of patients. So I added 2 patients. Give me thumbs up if you're able to add at least patients, and your screen looks like very similar as mine. You can see how doctor, I can toggle doctor, and I can toggle patients. I added 2 patients here, and if I toggle to doctor, you can see doctor I have a couple of doctor, 3 doctor and patients. So your application is functioning. You see now buttons are working and you have data. Good so far? Everything is good? Good news, we are going to do 3rd time. This is now 3rd time. So I always tell people, if you focus, first time is okay, second time is okay, now 3rd time, make sure you see and try properly. You will get the benefit, because once you understand, lifetime you understand. Sounds good? So let's go back to our applications, which is here. Now, in order for me to do visit, first thing I'm going to do pages. But in pages, you can see here, I am already in page, so there is an arrow. So I need to click on the arrow. So click on the arrow. So you can go back to the normal. So I click on the pages, so you will come like this. So now check it out. Your pages, please understand your pages, and you have two pages, doctor and patient, but you don't have visit pages. So what am I going to do? I'm going to click on this plus sign, right? So when you click on plus sign, it's going to give me options. So we'll say public page, and here I'm going to write visit. Sorry, add visit, my mistake. Add visit. So you can see I added name, add visit, and I'm going to say add page. Page is nothing but it's a white screen, just like that white page. It is nothing. So just page is like page. Add visit. Now add page and page added. So far, are you guys with me? You might notice that the page has nothing, and that's intentional. At this moment, we have to ask ourselves two things. What we would like to see. So first thing, we like to have visit entry, which is called add form, which is this one. We'll finish. When we select that, our table has to be visit. Make sense? And then we'll do again view. We'll click on add view, which is again grid view. This time we'll do grid. Again, we'll select visit, and visit will show up. Make sense? So let's get started. So form, and we'll select visit. And you can see here, it's everything is there, and add form. And visit is done. How easy it is. Yes, Ifa. Ifa, any question? Okay. So we added a visit. Now let's add a grid. What should I do? Add view, then grid, then visits, and then continue, then add grid, and I'm done. Make sense? How hard it is? Just 2 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. Yes or no? And that's the beautiful part about no code, low code. Trust me, AIML, which is artificial intelligence, is enforcing such kind of thing. They're making life simple. So if you give a little bit of information, it can create work for you, but you still need you. AIML itself will not do it. They may need one instead of 10 developers, maybe one, maybe two, and the two, you should be one of them, right? So always you think this, don't worry about what happened. Make sure you understand how the process is working. Now let's do go live app. So click on go live app. And this time you will see some problem. So go live app, I'm here. It's selecting by default current date and time, which is good thing. I can always say, hey, my appointment is just an example. I want to take an appointment, but I want to take appointment on 15th, 11 o'clock. So I can select here 15th, and I can select 11 o'clock. Make sense or no? I can write down 11 p.m., a.m., p.m., whatever you want. p.m. may not work, right? Doctor need to sleep, right? Because p.m. means doctor doesn't need to sleep. There are emergencies, so maybe it's possible p.m. But you select your visit time. Then address. So you're going to select address. Now, reason, you can select, we have selected drop down, say eye doctor, physical, oral, lab, yes or no. So I can select whichever region I want. So let's example eye doctor. Now I have problem. Please see on the screen so you will understand the problem. It shows doctor 1, 2, 3. How would I know? And it shows patient 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. I would not remember who is 1, who is 2. Yes or no? Do you? Do you remember this thing? People on phone? Because this is the problem. When you do primary key, which is auto number 1, 2, 3, you cannot remember it because this is system generated. So there is a solution for that. And that solution I'm going to show you. Majority students struggle with this problem because they try to map. You can map it, but you will not know who is 1, who is 2. To solve this problem, I will show you how to do it, but I request you to pay attention because so far what I explained, anybody can do it. But the one I'm going to explain is a little harder, but in 5 minutes you will be clear. Just 5 minutes. I'm not going to ask any code, few clicks, But when I explain, I need attention, full attention. Human nature, when I'm explaining, you do something else. What did you do? You might notice that. I always believe that is a sign you're not paying attention. So this is hard topic. I want you to stop everything so you can do here literally doctor name. You can see that. That's why you can select properly. Otherwise, it will be harder. Make sense? You will have this problem many times. Why? Because when you do primary key, foreign key, you will have this problem. Good news, once you understand the solution, that solution apply every cases. I'm going to provide solution how many times? 2 times. One for doctor and one for patient. Do you guys ready?
Yes.
I guess sure. So please ask your neighbor left and right, pay attention, because otherwise you will not understand this. This topic is hard, okay? So let's see how to do that. So in order for us to do, we need to go back to our application where we do, this is called design. Here we do builder. So we call builder. Builder means you are designing, where you design. And the live application where you, as a normal user can use it. Just like you access Amazon, you're using it. But here you build Amazon. Make sense or no? So you are developer, so you use builder. So we are going to go to builder. Say yes.
Yes.
Now let's go to data. So you are in a data. So you have data and you can see 3 tables, 1, 2, and 3. Make sense? Now let's click on doctor. So far, nothing is hard. Yes or no? Don't tell me how did you come here. I came by clicking data and I click on doctor. So far, so good. Now, stop everything and understand the logic behind it, what we are trying to do. See, you all live in a house or apartment. Do you agree? So recently I went for physical checkup, like last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday I went for physical checkup. So what happened? I was waiting in a hospital. So they asked me to go to doctor place. So definitely they asked me to fill up the form. When they fill up the form, they give me wristband. I don't know why. And then one lady came and say, 27, come here. My name is not 27. So I was just sitting, though there was no one there. So she thought I am a 27. So she said, 27, come here. And I said, I was literally there. I was listening. But 27, my number is 27. I didn't realize that when they fill up the form, I was 27th number. So I asked, are you looking for me? She said, 27. So then I looked at, oh, that application had 27 number written. I told her, my name is Tushar. So she laughed. I said, if you talk everyone as a number, you kind of remove human aspect. Subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, right? Dead body, right? She laughed at it. And then I talked to the entire staff because, I'm a teacher. I say, you can say 27 Tushar, come here. It will be more meaningful. Yes or no? We are going to do the same thing. So right now we have number doctor 1, doctor 2, doctor 2. So what we can do is we can say 1 plus 1 plus, and we can use person first name and last name, right? If we can do that, and we can use also specialty. Can I do that? So like example, Mike, eye doctor, Mike, dentist, Mike, family. Now I can select whom to select. Yes or no? Because Mike is a common name. But first name and last name is Mike Smith possible. But the specialty is different. Along with that, we have 1, 2, 3. These are primary. Do you guys agree? So this will allow me uniqueness and readability. Uniqueness and readability. If she has mentioned 27 Tushar come or Tushar, I would have easily understood. But she asked 27, 20, look like she was looking someone. I was in front of her. And it was like a kind of funny moment. I know I was thinking she's talking to me because there was no one there, right? So that I end up asking questions. So what I'm trying to say, there is a uniqueness, 1, 2, 3, but then there is English, first name, last name, and specialty. In order to do so, we have to add a special column, text formula. Speak with me. Text formula. So we are going to do a formula where we will combine one column, second column, third column, and fourth column and create a special readable column. Make sense? Are we understanding so far? So let's follow. So we click on add field. Click on add field. So when you click on add field, you will see all the field. Over there, if you notice carefully, add field had a text formula. You're going to drag and drop here. Drag and drop here. So far, so good? Say yes.
Yes.
Now you drag and drop. The name itself is very bad. Text formula is not useful. So we're going to change the name. We drag and drop, and we're going to change name to Doctor Info. We'll change name to Doctor Info. Doctor Info. So far, you guys with me? Right? Okay. Now, tricky thing. If you ask me, it's easy, but people sometimes make mistakes. So tricky thing. I changed the name because formula doesn't make sense. Do you agree? Subject 1, subject 2 doesn't make sense. So we are making meaningful. Doctor info, patient info. Now, please understand. Here, there is a field. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select first doctor ID, like this column. I select from here, then give a space. And then I'm selecting person, then give a space, then select specialty. Make sense or not? See how I do. Check it out. Click here. I'm not typing doctor ID. Then click here and then space. Then person. Then click here and space. Then scroll down and select specialty. That's it. That's the toughest part, right? Click here, give a space. Click here and space. Did I type? Not at all. I select from here. Yes or no? If you're typing, you're doing wrong. If you're typing, you're doing wrong. You shouldn't be typing, because if you make a small mistake, it won't work, right? Sometimes, rabbit hole, right? You are yourself creating a hole, which will create a lot more challenge for you. So in case if you are not clear, let me show you one more time. Look here, sir. Delete that. First thing, what am I going to do? Select here, doctor ID. Click here, then space. Then select person. Click here and space. And then scroll down and specialty. Was it difficult at all? Right? And add field. And add field. People on phone, give me thumbs up if you are very clear what I'm trying to show you here. Right? It took me 2 days to do this. When I started first time, I spent 2 days, approximately 12 to 14 hours a day. Almost 28 hours I invested to find this thing. You are learning in 12 minutes. During COVID, I could not take lunch, neither I can take dinner until I solve the problem, because I'm stubborn. Until I solve that, I can't move. It took me 2 days. Why? Because I had the same problem. Because you do primary key, foreign key, you will have a problem. And there was no teacher, right? I had to learn myself. But I'm making life easy for you. So the things take months, it is taking minutes because I'm teaching it. You guys agree? You have to appreciate that and you go beyond that. Make sense? Like if you are doing projects, there are a lot of YouTube videos available, a lot of things. You don't do research, don't do limited tasks. If you do limited tasks, you are going to get limited value. To beyond. Make sense or not? So it's important. Add field. So now we added doctor info. But it is not going to be used anywhere. Why? Hello? It is not going to be used because so far you are only this column. So you want to tell, listen, you want to tell, whenever I use primary key, foreign key, in a Dropbox, I would like to see doctor info. Do you guys agree? So you have to make a change. You have to make a change. And that change is called display field. Display field. In this drop-down box, listen carefully. In drop-down box, I want to see 1, Tom, eye doctor, 2, Mike, family. That's called display. I want, this is a display field. But when somebody select that, it automatically going to select that 1. If somebody select that, it automatically select 2 internal. Make sense? How to do so? Very simple. Very simple. First of all, you are with me so far. So now we added a column. Now we are going back here. or you can do here, whichever works for you. So let's do table list. Go back to table list. Remember, we had a doctor info. We are going to table list. So go to table list. Give me thumbs up. You are here. People on phone, right? Now, very simple. Remember the tiny error that took me 28 hours to find this thing. Tiny error. In this tiny error, there is a setting. Oh, wow. Tiny error, there is a setting. And in setting, there is a display field. Say yes. What is there right now? ID. What is ID means? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what am I going to change here? Doctor info. Doctor info. Now, if you want to change order, like a first name, last name, you can do this one. So order right now is doctor ID. But if you want to click here and based on the doctor first name, you can do that. So order, remember, order by first name. If you want to order by specialty, you can do that. So I'm going to do order by specialty like that. It means Henry doctor will be first. So it will be easier. Okay, choice is yours, right? And save that. So first of all, remember, don't forget doctor info. Do you guys know why am I selecting doctor info? Because it will give me English. And why am I selecting this one? Its choice is yours. Order by. So think about if you go to Amazon, order by price, order by ranking, order by popularity, right? Movie also, order by genre, order by this. So it's your choice, right? Now click on save. Doable? Now go back to, once you save it, go back to your last tab where you are entering the visit. Where is the visit? Sorry, where we are entering visit? Yeah, this one. So wherever you have a tab where you are entering visit, or you can click on visit, whichever works, right? You can click on visit wherever you want, right? Whichever works. So in case if you are not able to do that, you can go to visit table, right? Or you can go to go live, whichever you works. Somehow you need to go to real applications. So go to live applications, you are here. Now click on visit and click on doctor and say, ta-da! Give me thumbs up. Easy. Yes or no? Little smile, little thumbs up. Yes or no? Right? If I select this doctor internally, it will take a primary key 2 only. But display fee is more meaningful. Okay. What about patient? Oh, patient still have a problem. So let's solve the patient problem. Make sense? Are you guys with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to builder. So we're going to go to builder. First thing, what am I going to do? Go to patient. Go to patient table. When you go to patient table, first thing we're going to add field. Add field, text formula. See, you are now a pro. Man, you are pro. You're going to go faster than me, right? Text formula. Guys, so many things you're going to learn in this class. So don't miss next week class because otherwise you will miss the 50% knowledge. Patient info. And we'll select the same way, patient ID. Click it, space it. Person, click it, space it. And maybe that's all they have, right? So we can have patient email also just to make separation like that. Again, choice is yours. So patient info, I added patient. So sometime, through email, we can separate it. I had the same problem. You know what? When we started, this is, I will tell you, my problem. When we started, we did not have a student where unique name. But then some reason in COVID time, we had 2 problems. One problem was, I believe we had field we had 2 field came. So what happened? I generate the certificate for the course completion and only this field get the email. And I said, what is going on? Because it was uniqueness. Then another problem came, which is very, very awkward problem came. Came is like in a QA student, we had a student, her first name is Kavita last name is Patel. And the same class, another Kavita, and her last name is different. So now, so far I was using first name, but this person, Kavita, sorry, her last name was the same too. Email was different. So anytime I do, this students get certificate, this student never gets certificate. So that forced me to come up with uniqueness. I'm going to show you. Then we have a different category, because just like doctor has a category, right? Same thing, our student has a category, that YOA students, right? GI Bill students, individual students, corporate students. So I created various naming conventions. So when I see them, I know right away who is the student. Make sense? Because we have approximately 6 Randy. We might have like a 9 or 10 Mike. I think Paul, we have a couple of. So there are some students like the identical name. So like example, Elena, 8 or 9 Elena we have. So this created a problem, and as problem arise, we have opportunity to simplify. So I'm going to show you that in a few minutes, but right now we're good to go. Add field. After we add field, what are you going to do? What should we do? How should we change patient info? We need to go back to table. So go to table list, and in tiny arrow under patient, in tiny arrow in a patient, go to setting, go to setting. So when you go to setting, you can select, instead of patient ID, you will select patient info. Instead of display field, patient ID, you're going to select patient info. And sort number, you can also do person, means A, B, C, like that. So you will get like A for ME, B for Bina, like that. Make sure you select that. If you don't select, it will not show up in the drop down list. Make sense? Now you save it. You save it. So far, are you guys with me? Right? Now go to live application and check it out. Go to live application and go to live application. So when you go to live application, we have ta-da! Right? So not doctor, so visit, my mistake. So you can see, hey, perfect. Yes, sir. And this one, so now I can select time, anything I can select. So like example, I give any address, right? I can select result, I can select doctor, and I can select patients, and I can submit. Pretty cool, love it. We learn. I can select another time, let's say 10 o'clock.
Professor, how do we add the different tabs up top, like for patient and visit? Like, I think I just have like add doctor.
You didn't get this thing?
No.
So,
I must.
huh? Are you guys not able to see? By default, it should come.
I can see them. Maybe he didn't add pages.
Yeah, when you are doing the page, last step you might not have completed. So last step you have to complete. Like example, if you do here page, there is a one button you might not have clicked yet. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so,
you're right.
yeah,
Thank
so
you.
that, yeah, once you do that, it should automatically show up. Yes.
Is it possible that we are selecting on the doctor,
Hmm.
the doctor's address will come automatically?
Yeah, those all the things is possible. Trust me, it is so good that you will spend hours and hours. It's super. This is like I'm scratching the surface, but trust me, this application can do anything what you want, anything, right? So first, let me add a couple of visits just to make sure we are doing that. So let me add visits. So we added one visit. Let me add 10 o'clock, and then let's say a couple of visits, some reasons, and some doctor. Let's add few so we can do a little bit information here. I'm adding few visits, some different time. Date also, we can change date, right? Time, whichever you like. So again, choice is yours. So I have like a few visits here. Now you can see our doctor working, right? And you can see graphs are happening here. Do you see this? Graphs are happening, but we can do meaningful graphs if you have meaningful data, right? So visits, you can see here now visits also, right? Give me thumbs up if you're able to add visits and you're able to understand the patients and doctors. See, it's so meaningful, right? You can see here, Dr. Kevin, family doctor, has visit this, and this and this. So it's more readable. Do you agree?